so many people think that, especially in the 1980s, people thought heavy metal like Motley Crue and Guns N' Roses and all that type of stuff was devil music, and a lot of people actually investigated this cult of people in a tunnel, right, back in the 1980s, but in reality they just went to the tunnel to play Dungeons and Dragons and stuff like that, smoke weed or whatever teenagers want to do. And I know I was a teenager that got into the same type of mentality. Especially with nowadays, the older culture is getting older. The older culture. The pre-millennials are getting older, and so they're trying to find anything biblical in this world. And I've seen it, and I've lived that lifestyle. I used to wear eyeliner. Black lipstick. I used to dye my hair purple, green, blue, every single color, but I stopped the eyeliner and the makeup first, before I started making videos. And I have seen it. I've seen it. To where, like, a lot of these old religious folk that think kids who listen to Marilyn Manson wear eyeliner are all the stereotype of devil worshippers and stuff like that. I've seen that type of critical abuse. It's just anything that doesn't match the fold of the reality that they were used to. Insta, boom, it's devil worship, it's weird, it's awkward, it's voodoo, it's interior, it's anything, it's Wicca, it's evil, it's whatever is on their mind, whatever they know about, and they think it's evil. There's also the stereotype of the maggot, the Slipknot fan, and the juggalo, of them being devil worshippers, because a lot of it has to do with evil. Their lyrical content is evil to older individuals. Their black clothing, their demeanor, their whatever they are. And I wanted to just say that there was really a video in the 1980s, a police training video about how to catch devil worshippers, and it was the stereotypical teenager rebelling against the parents. And AC/DC. In the video, it pointed out the AC/DC tag on a bathroom wall or in a cave or wherever these teenagers were, right? That tagged AC/DC. Is like, well, this represents this. This is the devil. This is the devil. So, there are so many people that dye their hair, get gauges, piercings, dyed hair, punk outfits, chain links, chains around their wrists, chains dangling down from their hip. And, all these people are convinced that these type of people are devil worshippers, or they're mystic, or they are in the dark occult, or something like that. And they even point to the satanic pentagram with the name Samael on the top and Lilith at the bottom. Samael is actually an angel of the seventh heaven, and Lilith is actually from the biblical garden, so on a technicality, that's not even satanic. I mean, we do believe in a world, like, there is really a world out there, and there's people like this out there that want to fight against evil, and they start suspecting the younger generations of evil just because they're wearing eyeliner when they're a guy, or black makeup, or, draw lines on your face. I used to do that, just draw random lines, creative spark in me. I also used to, I used a dry eyeliner, but this one time, and it stuck as my style for a long time, but I tried putting on wet eyeliner, the stuff that is wet, and it drips down like black oil, and that became part of my style for a long time. And there's nothing really that cool to accuse these creative younger millennials of devil trafficking or anything like that. And it has become the stereotype. Rebellion against tyranny or what you think is lame or anything like that. Teenagers think their parents is lame, so they rebel against their parents and their teachers. But they don't like police officers, they don't like restrictive force because they think it's tyrannical among their lives, and they just want to live free. And so that aspect of free will to these older individuals becomes satanic, if you will. What is actual, like, devil worshiper, what an actual devil worshiper is, would surprise you. Basically an old fuddy-duddy that is, like, intellectual and hides stuff in their bedroom. Like, they're over the age of 40, but they have, like, secret demon studies in their room, And these, like, old fuddy-duddy, they are out of style. Whatever people want to say about the punks, the goths, the emos, they're not devil worshippers, like, at all. Because the old fuddy-duddy that's kind of annoying and kind of lame to the teenager might actually be the devil worshipper, Because people that, like, actually do that type of stuff, study demonology and stuff like that, like, they are so legal. Like, they have, like, this legalist mentality. They would just, like, make the kids feel lame. Because they are so used to respect, since they learned in ritual, like, respect. A lot of these teenagers, that is accused of witchcraft and devilry, just because they like smoking pot in tunnels, and listen to Marilyn Manson, like, those people would actually, like, their attitudes, their untrained attitudes would piss off a real type of person like that. I mean, like, I don't want to say, yeah, devil worship, yeah. No, but I just wanted to make a video about the false stereotype in reality that is created by an older individual, 2 or 3 generations older than the millennials, or all the old people in church and all that. All the priests, all the older, old. I don't understand these kids type of people, to control the kids, into that, thinking, oh, well, rebellion and smoking pot's the devil. Oh, reading this book is the devil. Science fiction's the devil. Don't watch Star Trek. Don't get into philosophy. Never read Friedrich Nietzsche because Friedrich Nietzsche was the devil. No, Friedrich Nietzsche is a human and a philosopher. A lot of people think that Anton LaVey was the guy that created the devil worship stuff. No, he was actually a carny in a carnival, and he was nothing more than a philosopher of the 1960s, and he has nothing to do with the devil. So, yeah, like, all these kids do want to listen to Marilyn Manson, especially starting with a generation in the 1990s, when Marilyn Manson first came out. Everybody got into it, and everybody thinks it's cool. Learn that. Learn what's cool, The closest thing, and the thing I want to end this video with is just talking about what is called spiritual warfare. It doesn't exist, like, at all. It never did. It might have existed back in the Inquisition days when they were killing innocent people, but it doesn't exist. It's just a way of control. Because the people that are really, the bishops, the priests of the Catholic religion go into this society and see the trends of the millennials and start pointing fingers like it's the devil. And it's just kind of like a weird way to control what the image of evil looks like, so you can control what is good. That is how it works. Once you control what evil looks like, you can dictate what good is through the image of evil and fear. And like, gothic and emo types of people, like, it's a love for everything that is of the darker aspect of the soul. It is the eating of the heart. It's this, it's that, it's Tim Burton, it's everything like that. And I've seen many gothic models on Instagram publicizing stuff like Ouija boards. Oh, it's part of the style. So whatever is, because emo isn't a teenage phase. It's not a fad either. It is a love for the opposite, the taboo, and all that. And so all these preachers just want to make it evil. Want to make it evil so they control the goody two-shoes that never went to college or something like that. Like the uneducated, the people that never took. I took argumentation, but there are people that take like archaeology. If you take like one class of archaeology and take a quick look at Egyptian and Sumerian, what the Bible says is Baal and at Easter, and all of these Phoenician belief systems and the Egyptians and all that, and what they call demons in the Bible, you'll realize if you take one class in archaeology, that's not true. But like throughout my teenage and early adult life, I've met many people on social media that names themselves after Motionless in White. Their last name is Motionless, or White. Or they name themselves after the artist from Blood on the Dance Floor, or something like that. You can't always put a stereotype, because the entire idea of stereotypes, especially with religion and politics, is to release propaganda against such stereotypes. And that is called control. Control of population. That's a real thing. And the whole societal control goes even further once they say those subjects that they point at and say the devil were Satanists. Like Marilyn Manson, he was a card-carrying Satanist at the Church of Satan and stuff like that. Well, it's whatever, people do everything that's on their mind. Jim Carrey is a Buddhist. He has a temple of meditation but nobody talks about that when he's doing a comedy routine, is he? Nobody talks about it. And to top it all off, if you've seen posts around the Westboro Baptist Church, they always have posts around that lists stuff like horoscopes, astrology, stuff you even learn in school as devilry and stuff like that. So opinions don't really freaking matter.